Masternode setup guide. How to get it done? Well, first you want to download the Masternode setup guide from our Discord server and read through the beginning here. Prerequisites: we need a virtual private server. We're going to be using Vultr. We're also going to want 20,000 plus 1 vitae for our transaction fee. That's our collateral. Read through this stuff. The local wallet. If you don't know where to get this setup guide, you need to go to our Discord server and find it under the Masternodes section and click on the pinned messages, and you'll find a setup guide here and the video and the setup guide PDF right here, and the Masternode ROI formula if you want to figure out your ROI. Okay, so if you don't have Discord, you can also go to the link at the bottom of this screen, go to vitaetoken.io, and at the very bottom, after the wallet section, this is where you get your wallet, by the way, and even way further down is our Discord feed, and you can just connect to it manually there. I'll also put a link at the bottom of the screen for that as well. So you have to go to Discord, sign up, and to find that. We're also going to post the setup guides here on the website here someday soon, so you can look for them here in the future. So get your wallet downloaded and get your setup guide, and we're ready to start setting up our Masternode. Exciting times. So we're also going to need a SSH client that talks to the virtual private server. We're going to be using PuTTY. Other options are terminal application for Mac or the console that comes with the Vultr website. Here is the link to download PuTTY. Going to the first step, we need to download the wallet and install it. I've already done so, but if you haven't, there's a setup guide on the Discord server for the wallet. If you go to wallets, there's an easy to follow video. There's the link to download the wallets, which takes you to this page right here. And you can download the wallet for your platform. And then there's a video on how to do it as well. I'm sorry, a PDF and a video. So get your wallet set up, that's the first step. And once we've got the wallet installed, let it go to the default location. And then we need to open it up. Before we send any tokens there, we need to do one quick thing. Open up that wallet configuration file by going to Tools, Open Wallet Configuration File, and that's going to pop up your vitae.conf file. And we need to take these two commands right here and paste them in there, and then save that file. So once that file's saved, then you can encrypt your wallet. Go to Settings and Encrypt Wallet. I've already done so. So you just click Encrypt, follow the directions, enter, recommend that you use a passphrase of 8 words or longer, and keep that on a piece of paper in a safe place. Windows users, special attention, Mac users, and I'll put little hints for each of them down here. Create a new address for your Masternode wallet. That's our first step. So go to the debug console under Tools and type the following commands. We're going to go Tools, Debug Console, brings up this handy dandy window, and we're going to copy this get new address command and paste it in here, and give our new space Masternode a name here. I'm going to call it Masternode 8, and then you hit enter and it creates a new address for Masternode 8. And then you can go down here and type Masternode gen key, and then it's going to give you a fresh Masternode gen key. This is for demonstration purposes only, so this gen key will not be out there. By the time you see this video, this Masternode won't exist, so don't worry if you say, hey, you're not supposed to show that number. It says that right here. Do not share this private key with anyone. So even though you can all see it right now, don't worry about it. It's going to be gone. So send Masternode collateral to the newly generated address. Okay, well, here's our address. I'm going to copy that address and send the 20,000 tokens to it. Ensure the transaction is fully confirmed. We'll do that. So I'm going to go leave this window open and go to send and enter in the pay to commands. We're going to paste that address in there, and it knows that it's Masternode 8. We're going to send it 20,000 tokens. And first, let me check something. Receiving addresses. I've already got a Masternode 8. That could confuse it. Let's call it something else just for safety here. I'm going to do a new get new address. get new address. We're going to call it MN24. Why not? Like I've got 24. Anyway, Masternode 24, and there it creates me a new address. So I'm going to copy that address and paste it in here. Oops. Paste. Let's try that again. Copy. Paste. Okay. So you should see the Masternode 24 in there, the same number I typed right there. There it is. We're going to send that new address, 20,000 vitae. Don't hit this button. Hit this button right here, send. And then enter your passphrase. Should be a long one. I've got a short one for the demo. And then hit enter. So you're going to have 20,000 exactly being sent to Masternode 24. And then it's going to top on top of that the transaction fee so that it comes out to be exactly. So don't worry about that. Alright, it's been sent. Then, like the directions say, we need to wait for that to confirm. So we're going to go on to the next step and set up our VPS server. So in this example, we're going to be using Vultr. I would click this link right here so you can give a reference to Sibligan Kenny, who helped make this guide. Go ahead and click that one. And then you need some money to throw in there. So when you go to your setup server, you need to go to the billings page, and it accepts credit card, PayPal, Bitcoin. Very nice. Choose an amount to send to it and get some credit going in there. And then we're going to go to servers, like it says here, servers, then press plus. Then choose a location anywhere in the world. It's close to you usually. And then I'm going to go to Ubuntu and click 1604, like it says right there, Ubuntu 1604. And then right down here it says click the $5 a month selection. And then it says enable IPv6. And then it says leave the startup script and the private networking alone. Right here, the auto backups, and the private networking, leave those alone. DDoS. If you want DDoS to protect yourself, you can read about it. If not, it's cheaper, so I'm going to leave that. And then down here at the bottom, you're going to give your VPS a name. I'm going to call this one 8. And once you've got the name, you hit the deploy now. Okay, so there's my Vitae Masternode 8. It's installing. So while it's installing, we're going to go back to Discord here and see what's going on. Check out the rain channel. Jump to present. You can see some memes and stuff going on here. Very social community. Lots of fun stuff going on here. Little commands, how to change your avatar. Do it now. Sometimes later becomes never. So, hey, there's your Vitae Lambo on the moon. Shot there with a Falcon Heavy. I'm going to go ahead and type a command that finds out how much a Masternode costs today. So I'm going to say convert to Bitcoin 20,000 Vitae, and it tells me, you're going to need about 0.52 Bitcoin to get yourself a Masternode, and that's today. In the future, that's going to be a bigger number of it. So watch out. And then you could also go ahead and hit price, and then you can find out what the current price is right now. It's quite cheap actually right now, but in the future that's going to be much higher. So recommend you get started today. Look, there's only 50,000 tokens on there right now. Imagine if somebody were to buy like 2 Masternodes, the price would just moon. That's insane. So our supply is quite low, which makes it quite valuable. Okay, our Masternode is set up, or our virtual private server is set up. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that and grab myself an IP address. Go back to our guide, and it says, okay, You're going to see your server name. You see your IP address. You're going to see copy that IP address later for our conf file, and then go to the configuration part. So we're going to open up PuTTY and paste that IP address right here in the window, and then ask you if you want to save that address in PuTTY. You can hit save sessions, and we're going to do that. So let's go to PuTTY. We're going to paste that IP address we just copied, and we're going to, oops, not there, right here where it says, come on. And right here I'm going to give it a name, like vitaepay, and then save. So there it is. And then you hit open, like it says right there, open. After you press open, you're going to get a message. You want to say yes to that message, yes. And then log in as root. So type ROT. And then it's going to say password, which we're also going to copy from our Vultr page right here. See, copy password. And then in the directions here, it says to right click your mouse button. You won't see anything. It's okay, it's normal. Then press enter. So I'm going to hit right click. Oops, try again. Right click. Okay, let me copy that address again. Copy. Right click, enter. There it goes. So, scrolling down, we should see a very similar window to what we're looking at here. Welcome, documentation, manage, packages, prompt. Very good. So now it's time to install stuff. This is the longest part of the video, so bear with me. If you want to speed it up, you can hit the cog in the bottom right corner and speed this part up. This is going to take about 5-10 minutes to enter all of these commands here. So that one went quickly. We're going to grab the next one. Notice it says wait for the prompt to say done, so follow the directions here closely. This one says wait for Y, so when I hit paste here, I make sure that it says the same thing, and then hit enter, and it's going to put a Y or a no. I'm going to put Y, yes, enter. So when it says hit Y then enter, make sure you do that. And then that one's going to take a while, so here's my next command. I'll go ahead and copy that, so I'm ready. This one's going to take a while, so let's go ahead and jump back into Brains here. Again, wallet information is here, Masternode information is here. Put your questions that you might have during, as you follow this guide, you can put your questions and get them answered in there. Let's go ahead and look at there at some of the examples. There's a video showing about how the ROI works. We also have a bunch of other videos. If you want to know more about vitae, I recommend you look at some of these, like especially these two right here. Talks about the future and what we've got going, and really listen to Michael speak. He's a really great speaker, smart guy. He'll fill you in on all the details about vitae. Here's our first window you'll see when you welcome, join yourself. And then you'll see in the help, people can ask questions. Howdy folks, I'm new, how does this work? I need instructions. So I'm sure somebody will answer him eventually. We're kind of busy right now. And back to the reins, you can see people have their own memes they can put in there, and some commands that you can put in. We already looked at a command that shows us how much a Masternode costs. We could also type a command like our slogan. You know, this is our slogan. We are the ones that make the difference. We are the ones that create value. We are the ones that have what it takes. Not the government, not some super idea. It's everybody believing and joining together in a common cause to build prosperity in this world. We're talking about freeing every person on the planet from enslavement and central bank control. Not worrying about how your personal data is being sold to the highest corrupt bidder. Hint, hint. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about right there. So, we also have our white paper linked there. Hey, it's ready. So we're going to paste that next command in there that I already copied. This long one right here. I'm going to hit enter. And it's going to do that one. It's going to give me a yes, no. I'm going to hit yes. Back to the guide. So there's that yes, no. Next command. Copy. This should go a lot quicker now. Again, you can control the speed of this video using the cog in the bottom right corner. Speed it up, slow it down, make my voice sound like it's on helium. Should be any second now. There it goes. Right click, paste, enter. And then it's going to give you a hit and enter. There it is, enter. So be sure to read what comes after each of these commands so you know exactly what to do. And then it's time to paste the next one. Oops, what did I just do? Copy. Paste. The rest of this should move along very quickly. When it says done, prompt answer is done, copy, paste the next one. Paste, enter. When it says Y, hit enter. Y, enter. The next one also has a Y. Copy, paste, enter, Y, enter. And we're done with that one. Next is setting up the swap memory, which is like setting up some virtual memory. So while we're installing this, if it runs out of its 2 gig, or it only has 1 gig of RAM in there, so if it runs out of RAM, we'll want it to access the hard drive to get more RAM. So we're going to set that up. This goes very quickly. You can see it didn't even give a confirmation there. It just says next. And then this one might take a little while longer because it's going to swap some memory around. And the rest of these are going to go real quick. Thanks for bearing with me, everyone. This, if you're a veteran setup, this is probably like watching a 70s stereo instructions manual. But if you're a new person, this is very valuable information. You're going to learn a lot by watching this video. You don't have to know what these commands mean. You just have to follow the directions. Okay, we're done with that one. And now we're going to set up the firewall settings so it can give access to our wallet. Paste, enter, copy, paste. Quite easy. And then enable our firewall. And you should see it. Firewall enabled. Firewall is active and enabled. Next, we're going to compile the daemon. I'm going to copy this line right here, and it's going to install something from an external website that's going to run your wallet on there. So the VPS is also going to have a vitaepay application that runs your Masternode. It's called a daemon. And then we're going to start that daemon with this command right here. As soon as it's installed, waiting for the prompt, should be any moment. Here's some other commands for your VPS. You can reload it, you can format it, you can trash it, destroy it. Don't do any of these. There's ways of fixing it. If you follow these directions, you won't have to touch any of that stuff. There's where you access the console, similar to this one. Alright, here it comes. I'm ready to paste the next command in there. Remember just to use right click and putty. There it goes, right click, enter. Vitae server starting, good. So once you see the starting command, it's time to stop it. We just wanted to start it so it creates a new directory for us, which we're about to see. Stop. So we have to stop it in order to set up the configuration file, which we're about to do in this directory here. Pops open a Linux graphic user interface text editor that we're going to paste all this information into. So read the directions here, change the red highlighted part. There can be no spaces. Every command must each be on its own separate line. So you'll see that when I copy this stuff and paste it in here, that it tends to join them onto one line in a few places. So I'm going to have to use the arrow keys to manually go up there. Make sure you delete that space, hit enter, put a line break in there. Delete, enter. Delete, enter. Okay, so that means everything's good to go. We just need to put our private key in there, which we generated back in our wallet. We're going to go to our wallet, grab our last gen key right there, copy, oops, right click copy, and then go back to putty, and we're going to paste that right there. Oops, we got to put the cursor there first. There it is. And I want to confirm that. I always look at the last three numbers, first three numbers, they match. That should be the right number. So once all that looks good and everything's correct, no extra spaces, everything's on a separate line, we're going to hit the exit. We go back to our guide. That's what we're looking at. Same thing. Make sure it looks like that. And then save the changes by hitting Control X, Y, and then Enter. So I'm going to hit Control X, Y, and Enter. Pops you right out back into the previous window, and we're ready to start the daemon, and then we'll be finished. Copy, paste, start daemon. Okay, now it's going to start synchronizing to the network. That's going to take a while, so we're going to skip to the next step. Editing the wallet configuration files. So we got to go back to the wallet. We're going to go back to our debug console, and since we sent our 20,000 tokens, I'm sure they're confirmed by now. Yep, see? 13 confirmations already. So I want to make sure that's got a green check mark, and then we're going to go to the Masternode outputs command. Well, why don't I just copy and paste it just to make sure I don't make a typo. Copy, paste, and enter. So there's my Masternode outputs. I'm going to go ahead and copy that without the quote marks on the outside. Right click, copy. And then it says create a Masternode configuration file from your notepad or text edit. I'm using text edit, or you can be using notepad. But if you go to your configuration file that we had open earlier, under here, open wallet configuration file, it's going to pop open your vitaeconf. What you can do is create a new document and call it masternode.conf, and what we're going to do is paste that information that we had from here in there. But it has to be in a certain order. So I'm going to go ahead and paste it in now. And I'm going to take out those middle characters right there and replace it with a space. So that's our transaction ID. So we have to paste in all this stuff beforehand. So the first thing it says right there, our Masternode label, which is the name of our Masternode, which I'm going to call MN. Oh wait, we called it 24, didn't we? Why not call it 24? Space. And then the VPS IP. So I'm going to copy that VPS IP address and go back up here and paste it right there. And then it says put :8765. That's the port for the Vitae wallet. Every application needs its own port, 8765. That's a good number. And then one space only after that. Then our Masternode gen key. So I'm going to go back to where we generated that right there, Masternode gen key, and I'm going to copy that and paste that into the text edit right about there, and then there should be another space. So only one space between each of these. So we have our Masternode gen key, our transaction ID, and then the last number there should be a 1 or a 0. That's our transaction output. Right here it's all explained. Output index, every one of those is explained. So our example should look like this, which it does. If I close the window a little bit, it looks just like the example right here. And then save that file. Save. And then we're going to set up our Masternode conf file. Open the wallet configuration file, that's this one. Go to Tools, select Open Wallet Configuration, I showed you that. Mac users, you're going to have to dig this file out manually. Go to the Home Library, that's where you're going to find that stuff. PC users will be able to pull it up right here in the Tools window. So, next we're going to copy and paste all of these commands in there. So, copy. We've already got enable and staking in there. I'm going to skip those. Notice there's a note there. After we're finished with this setup, you can change this number back to a 1 so that your staking does work. I'm leaving it 0 for now because there's a chance staking could start messing with our 20,000 tokens, and we don't want it to do that while we're setting up this masternode. So I've copied that, and I'm going to paste it right here underneath those two commands. There they are. Notice it tends to join commands onto one line, so again we'll have to delete the space, hit return, delete the space, hit return. Oops. Delete the space, hit return. Okay, so notice the masternode gen key is in red. The RPC user and RPC password can be anything, so I'm just going to leave those alone. But right down here, you can see where it says masternode gen key. We're going to have to replace that with the real gen key. So let's go back to our tools window and grab our last generated gen key right there. Copy. Again, don't show this number to anybody. And don't worry about it. This is not going to be here. By the time you see this video, it's going to be gone. Oops, see how it didn't put a return there? So I put the return between. There's confirm again the gen key is correct, yes. And then your masternode IP address. So we have to replace this number right here, BPS IP, with our IP address from Vulture. So there's our IP address with the port number. There's our masternode private key. We just hit save and we're done. Next, exit the wallet. So go back to the wallet, go up to File, hit Quit or Exit. It shuts down, and then we want to reopen the wallet. So I'm going to go back and reopen it. And then it's okay that these files are still open as long as they're saved. Right now the wallet's going to reopen, and it's going to load this information into it. So as soon as that wallet opens up, we're going to need to unlock it with our passphrase, and then we're going to need to unlock our 20,000 coins. And right here at the top it says the masternode is still not going to show up yet. Even though we've configured it, it's still not going to show up. So don't try to look for it just yet. We only got 3 more steps here and we're done. So first it says unlock the wallet. So Mac users can click here, or maybe PC user. Yeah, I'm sure Mac and PC. You just click on the lock right there and put your passphrase in there. I've got a short one for demo purposes, but it should be, 8 words or so. You can copy and paste it from a notepad or something and keep it on a separate piece of paper. So, I'm going to unlock the wallet. There it is, unlocked. Next, we need to go to coin control. If coin control is not visible, you need to turn it on in your settings, wallet, enable control features. So go to settings, options, go to wallet, and check that enable coin control features button. And that's going to bring up in the send tab your open coin control. So we need to have that available so we can go in here and unlock our tokens. Unlock, unspend. Now that those are unlocked, we're ready to get this thing going. Unlock, unspend. Go to Tools, Debug Console, and type the command start my masternode with the name at the end. So I'm not going to copy the alias there, but I'm going to hit copy. Close this. And actually I probably should wait till this finishes syncing up. There's my debug window. Tools, Debug Console. And right here we're going to type this command, masternode start alias, and I'm calling it MN24. So we're going to wait just in case we need to. I'm not sure if we need to, but I'm going to wait till that's fully synchronized. Once you're chosen your masternode name, put that right there at the end. And then when we hit go, we should see this message, and this video will be close to finished. Might as well say our thank yous here, Sobogun Kenny, for starting this. I'm the one who edited it and troubleshooted it. Got lots of advice from Raz Al Ghul and Squidicuz on how to make this thing work. And look at that, it's all synced up. So this is the magic moment, y'all. Here we go. Start. Yes, successful. So, one more step. Before we can see this show up in the Masternodes tab, we've got to go back to coin control and relock those 20,000 tokens. Lock unspent, hit OK. Give it a second, and if you go to Masternodes tab, it's going to pop up right here. You got to give it a second though. It's figuring it out. Shouldn't take long at all. Here's all the other Masternodes. There's 47 online right now. Let's go back to that debug console. Result successful. It's going to show up here. I did lock. There it is. See, it had me worried for a sec. See, so right here it says, wait a moment. Maybe I should put a minute in there. So there it is. Enabled. This number will not start counting for a while. It says right here, please wait several minutes to an hour for your first rewards to appear. Those will show up in transactions. And for the node to begin counting under the active column. So this 0 is going to be here for a while. Be patient. Walk away. You don't even have to leave your wallet running now, unless you want to stake. You could actually quit your wallet, and the Masternode is running fine on its own on the virtual private server. Alright everybody, if you got this far, I want to say congratulations to you. You are adding to our network. I can tell you that at least 20% of our circulating vitae tokens are now locked up into Masternodes. Here they are. There's 47 currently. So that is a really good sign for our token that at least 20% are all locked up. Alright, thanks for watching everybody. It's been my pleasure to show you this video. Have a great day. Bye-bye.